Welcome, Fanatic Sports fans, to All-Star or Snub Episode 5. Let's get into it. Alright, for our first guy, and remember, the criteria for the players we select are players that may or may not be selected to the All-Star team by our estimation. These do not include already made All-Stars like LeBron James, Steph Curry, James Harden, Lillard, Westbrook, George, Durant, AD, Jokic, Kawhi, Embiid, Giannis, Jimmy Butler, and Kyrie. We're not going to go over those guys. Those guys will probably make it, we imagine, even Nikola Jokic. So we're going to go over guys that may or may not make it. This time we have the former last year's 2018 Most Improved Player of the Year, Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo has balled out he's balled out in recent years. In last year's playoffs, he balled out really hard against LeBron James. He had multiple 30-point games against LeBron and the Cavaliers. Like I said last year, he won the Most Improved Player of the Year award with 23 points a game, which is an 8-point jump in his average from the previous season, 2017. Oladipo is an extremely fast player, so quick off the ball, it makes him virtually impossible to guard sometimes when dribbling in the open court. He became really hard to beat when he started knocking down mid to long-range jump shots, and that still holds true. His field goal jumped 2017-18 from 44% to 47%. This year, though, has been a different story. The former Most Improved Player of the Year is taking 1.5 less shots per game for some reason, scoring 4 less points per game, and that obviously means his field goal percentage has dropped, and has dropped down to 43%, which is worse than it was even in 2017 when he was playing for the Thunder. His free throw percentage is at a career low, 73% as well. This has many Pacer fans wondering if Oladipo's potential was maxed out last season, or if he can turn it on for the second half of the year. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and give Oladipo a snub. He's a great player. He's not a bad player. I'm not going to sit here and say he is, not a great elite athlete, but he does not deserve an Eastern Conference consideration because there are a lot of good players in the Eastern Conference this year. It isn't like previous years where you can be just above average and get into the playoffs or the All-Star game. I'm pretty sure that he's going to get beaten out, and I estimate that he will be a snub this year for the 2019 All-Star game. Next, Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, everybody's favorite black ginger. Blake Griffin is a multiple-time All-Star in the West. When he's played for the Clippers, he hasn't slowed down his game much since coming to the East. Actually, he seems to be getting the ball more and more and becoming the primary offensive catalyst for that Pistons team, especially late in games. I'm pretty sure he would have preferred that with the Clippers. I think that's maybe why him and Chris Paul got into it a lot. But yeah, Griffin's efficiency has gone down in a slightly significant way, but his volume has gone up, which would explain that. His team seems to be playing decent basketball in the Eastern Conference, fighting for a playoff spot. They are currently 8th in the East. Blake already has a 50-point game on the season and has been a beast on the glass. His rebounding has been phenomenal. If you just look at the stats here, you'll see what I'm talking about. He has, he's a little bit lower on his rebounds than he has in previous years, but his points are up. His three-point percentage, weirdly, is up. He's been shooting more threes. His free throw percentage is up, so his jump shot is getting better, or his stroke, rather, is getting better. His effective field goal percentage is slightly higher, and his field goal percentage is lower. He should get in the Eastern All-Star team. Definitely deserves to. We'll see if Pistons fans show out. Andre Drummond, that's a hard word to say. That's a hard name to say. Andre Drummond made the All-Star game last year, but I don't see both of them making it while playing for the Pistons. I just don't see both players gathering enough, with them being 8th, they're not balling out enough. Next, Rudy Gobert. One of the most underrated rim protectors in the NBA. Rudy Gobert plays elite defense and solid offense, shooting above 65% from the floor. His scoring has improved this year. His field goal percentage has improved as well. I don't think Rudy will get picked for the All-Star game. So far we got 2 snubs and 1 All-Star pick from me in Blake Griffin. I don't think Rudy will get the All-Star pick. He does deserve All-Star consideration, so this is another one where I'm like, I mean, he definitely deserves it, but there's only so many spots, and I just don't think, 1, he's popular enough, and 2, he's not flashy enough. He doesn't show the numbers that people want to see. They want to see these flashy big numbers and stuff. They don't just look at, how efficient what his per is and all this stuff. And he's an incredible player. He's one of the best centers in the league. There's no question. Everyone in the league would love to have Rudy Gobert as their center, besides maybe like the 76ers. But I just don't think he's going to make it. The Jazz are not that big of a fan base, and they already have a big star in Donovan Mitchell, who, if they're going to vote, they're going to vote out for Donovan Mitchell first. Gobert would get the second amount of pick, but it's kind of like the Clint Capella, James Harden thing. It's like you got one really flashy, popular wing player, and then you got a big center who's really, really good and really efficient. But yeah, I just don't think he'll get it. We'll see, though. I mean, I'm pulling for Gobert. The West is so talented, though. It's just so incredibly talented. Anyway, this should be an incredible All-Star game, or All-Star season, rather, All-Star selection season. Thanks again for watching this episode of All-Star Snub. Make sure to check out our other videos on the Fanatic Sports channel on Facebook or YouTube. Leave a comment with your opinions. Remember to follow, subscribe, and all the good stuff. Everybody have a great day. Happy New Year. Praise Jesus.